My name is Zach Miller, and I have the privilege of serving on the TANY Board of Directors representing the Metro region, and I am a proud graduate of the TANY Leadership Program. And here with me today is a fellow classmate from that leadership program, Chris DeMillo from Leonard's Express. Chris, what about the program appealed to you?
Good morning. Good morning, Zach. Thanks for thanks for having me here. So yeah, the program, we were the inaugural class, so we were kind of the guinea pigs there. But what was really cool about it is that you got a lot of exposure on a couple different areas from an educational perspective. So, we touched on a lot of government affairs. Obviously, TANY is very involved at the state legislator level, making sure that the trucking and transportation industry here is protected and is of interest, our interest, are advocated for. So, we got firsthand exposure to some of the legislative items and policy reform items that the organization is involved in, and that just personally, that's an interest for me in general, right? So seeing that whole aspect of it, of what the organization stands for and what it does and what it tries to do for its members and the businesses in New York, was pretty eye-opening. Another area of education that we were able to see and absorb and participate in was some marketing and back office type, what I call legalities. When you're running a company or you're a part of a company here, you don't think about some of the HR type nightmares or HR type things that you might have to comply with, right? So there's a lot of regulations, there's a lot of laws, it's a lot. And learning about some of that stuff was a little overwhelming for me. But again, interesting and very, very important too, right? So, anyone that would be going through a program like this is really going to learn about a lot of the very important, sometimes forgotten, sometimes overlooked items in running a business, having a business, right? So, I thought that was pretty cool.
I totally agree with you, and I think one of the things that really helps too is, like, so many of us in the class, we come from different backgrounds, right? So maybe one might know more about like the safety components, one might know more about like the legalese stuff, one might know more about the government affairs stuff, but together, we were all kind of learning and growing as a group. And I think that's sort of what's so cool about it is it's like, as we go through these courses and strengthen up sort of our weaknesses, for lack of a better word, we as a whole came out so much stronger, in the end of the program.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, my position in my company is within the IT department, right? So I just by nature didn't have exposure to some of these other very important areas of what TANY is able to be involved with and offer, right? I didn't realize that there was different regions and different committees, supporting and driving different initiatives across the state. So I learned a lot about that and tried to participate in my own region's opportunities, when they come up. So, another big thing about it is networking, right? Building the relationships. I mean, meeting you and other fellow classmates and companies, you're able to bounce ideas off of one another. If there's challenges in one area, typically it could be a challenge in another sector or another area as well. So getting those relationships is pretty invaluable.
I couldn't have said it better myself. And I think, just to Chris's point there, is that find people throughout the company who you think, will make sense for this program, who you see growing in the business. It doesn't necessarily have to be someone, in fleet management. It could be someone in IT. It could be a mechanic, it could be dispatch. It's about the person, and it's about growing that person in your business and a leader in this industry.
Absolutely.